I chose to put the picture at the beginning so you could see what I was looking at when talking about the video, and I apologise about the rain. Now, into the video. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Hope everybody is healthy and happy as always. This is not the video I wanted to be filming. I wanted to do the part 2 of the police situation, and sadly that could not be fulfilled because the plan I had in place for that video sadly fell through, which was going to be, I don't want to give the whole thing away in case some of it is possible, but the plan was going to be speaking to someone that was involved, but I thought I would do this video to explain the circumstances. I saw a comment on the video, who took my stuff. So it was almost kind of clickbaity in a sense. And the people that I had lined up to speak about this, it would have been, in my personal opinion, fascinating. I apologise, gonna have a quick drink. But yeah, this video is more like a sum up video of what happened, why it happened, the situation that happened, and not what I wanted to film. The thing I wanted to film was going to be a lot more interesting and amusing, but let's get into it. This refers to the video I made, Will I Get My Belongings Back, vlog 70. The belongings were fishing gear, a tackle bag full of fishing stuff and some belongings, and a fishing rod which I think I bought from Lidl or Aldi. So that rod was rubbish, I didn't care about that, but it was a tackle bag. So let's get into who took my belongings. During the camping video, and I apologise, I'll show you so you understand what I'm doing. So, don't know if you can see that, I just took a photo of my table, let this focus. I'm actually looking at the videos and the analytics on my laptop as I'm recording this. Let me do this like that. So I'm looking at the analytics of the video and the comments, and I'm referring to them. So during the camping videos that I filmed, when were they filmed? Or they were published on the 26th, 27th, yeah, the 26th and 27th, the camping YouTube videos I made. During one of them, I had said, this is a bit boring, I think I might see if I can get someone to bring me a fishing rod. So I had done a bit of research into that river, and from what I had found out, it was fine. I could fish it, and I knew it was full of fish because I could see them. So I had made that decision to do that, fish it. So I fished it, it was good. I'm not going to say whether I caught anything or not, but it was fun, it was great. So fished all that night, and then the next morning I left the fishing stuff at the bank and the rest of my stuff in my tent, and I took my dog a walk. Went away a walk, was away for a couple of hours, away up the hills, away up the mountains, and I came back and a lot of my stuff was gone. Now, some stuff was stolen by not nice people. I was trying to think of a nice word to say that for YouTube. People that have no imagination had stole some stuff, and then I noticed all my fishing stuff was gone. So I actually think I may have made a short that day about my stuff being stolen. I'll just have a look. I think I might have, but I can't remember if I deleted it due to getting to the bottom of it. So, the fishing stuff. I had a man, I'm going to call him David. I had a man, David, from Luss Estates, pull up in his van, and I thought I might have been getting in trouble for where I had the tent. David came up and couldn't have been a kinder human being, honest to God. I wish more people were like him. He was absolutely lovely. Came up and explained that the water bailiffs had come and took stuff. So I was obviously very confused. I said to David, is this not public water? Because everything I've looked at on maps and fishing charts say it is. And I do a lot of fishing. I have a little bit of knowledge in these factors, and I have the right apps. And everything said this was public water, like it was fishable. You didn't need a permit, you didn't need anything like that. And I was bait fishing with one of my spinning rods, just a cheap thing, but it was just for a bit of fun, a bit of amusement. So he explained that the bailiffs had come and had taken the fishing stuff. So I had said to David, there's a lot more than fishing stuff missing. So he then obviously got frustrated with that, thinking, well, the bailiffs have took more than fishing gear, that's not on, they can't do that. So I was a bit panicky about it all, kind of wondering what am I going to do here, and David said he was going to reach out to the bailiffs and see if he could get in contact with them and just, get to the bottom of this and find out where my stuff was. So they came to me. David came back and let me know that he's got through to them and that they should contact me sooner or later. Next morning, I was sitting in the tent, actually editing a video on FaceTime to a friend, and I could hear people shouting outside the tent. I was so confused. One of these situations where you hear them but you don't want to go outside the tent because you don't know what you're going out to. That. Eventually I look, it's the water bailiffs. So obviously by that point Maya's going crazy, and I go out and I speak to them. Politest people on the planet. They basically said this river is controlled by the same water bailiffs that I believe do Loch Lomond. Is it Alexandria Angling and Fishing Centre or something like that? And I had said, look, I genuinely didn't know. So they explained to me that that piece of river is fly fishing only and by permit. I do fly fish, and I've now established I can get a permit very easily. So I explained to them, look, I didn't know that. Everything I had researched and googled said that wasn't the case, and there's no signage to say that this is a controlled piece of water. How is that to know that? They 100% agreed with me, completely agreed with me, and said it was a bit ridiculous. So I had made a suggestion that obviously they could change websites, but it would take a bit longer, blah blah blah. So I made the suggestion, put up signs. Like, for all it's going to take, just stick up signs, because I was being told by other members of Luss Estates that the amount of tourists that go to where I was and do a bit of fishing and get busted for it is ridiculous. And obviously I said to the water bailiffs that that's not fair. How are you meant to know? And especially if you're not from here, how are you meant to know? So we got into that conversation, and then I basically asked the question of, so where's my stuff? So we got into that. They had done me a solid, and they had taken my stuff, so that because it was spinning gear on a fly fishing river by permit, I think technically they have to take it. But they did me a solid and they put it into Helensburgh Police Station as lost property. So they had explained that to me, and I hadn't had the chance to go deal with that. And I've also been back to where I was camping, and they've put up signs, which is a bonus for anybody else. So there's a benefit out of this frustrating situation. And I would also like to say a massive thank you to the two water bailiffs, as there was one evening I had ran out of food and I was going to go into town to get some, but you know, you're talking about hour and a half, 2 hour walk, and they brought me food without me asking, without me saying anything. They brought me sausage rolls and stuff like that and a bottle of water, and I mean, they are the kindest people on the planet. They truly cared. So I thank them for that. I don't thank them for taking my stuff. It was very frustrating. But the other stuff that went missing, they had told me that they did not take it. And I spoke to other people in Luss Estates. They didn't take it. So it looks like there was somebody up there, or someone's, and they have took my stuff. It is what it is, you know. I thought it would be safe. I thought I was in a secluded spot. I left some stuff in the tent. The only bag I took with me was my big camera bag that had the 2 Canons in it and my iPad and laptop and all that stuff. But they took some stuff. A bag of clothes and another bag that I'm not going to get into. So, yeah. The justice to the story is the water bailiffs took my fishing gear for unpermitted fishing and fishing with the wrong equipment. I've got it all back. They people were beyond lovely and kind. Really did me a solid and helped me. David, I hope you're aware that David is just a name. And it's not his name, but it's a name. David from Luss Estates. Lovely man, really helpful, really caring. I actually have the man's number. Really nice. So the justice to the story is the water bailiffs took my stuff, I've retrieved my stuff, and somebody else stole the rest of my stuff, and I've never got that back. And honesty tells me we're not going to get it back. You know, that's gone. And yeah, it happens. This isn't the video I wanted to film. I wanted to film a part 2, which was going to potentially include the water bailiffs. I'd sent some emails, some things were being put in place, and sadly that has fallen through for the time being. There could be a potential for that. It will happen, I just don't know when. But that'll be really interesting, a kind of sit down conversation with them to explain for people that don't know how to figure out rules of rivers and waters and lakes and things like that, because I assumed this was public. Well, I didn't assume, I researched and I found it was public, but I was wrong. I hold my hands up to that. I was the one in the wrong. They did the right thing. They did what they had to do. I get the job. You've got to do what you've got to do. But I can't thank them enough for genuinely being really kind people and really caring. And you know, they were very apologetic for having to take the stuff. They explained what the stuff was, and they spoke to the police for me on their behalf, and you know, put the situation where it was really easy to get my stuff. And I would also like to explain, in that video, I'll show you on here. In that video, the one at the police station,
right, there goes nothing.
There's audio, right? I'll let you hear one snippet. Hi there, I was informed that some fishing stuff was brought here as lost property. But I was advised by someone in a legal profession, someone that knows the laws, not to include that audio. I could include the video of me going to the police station and the police cars. That is absolutely fine, that's public property, I can do that. But I was advised by a professional in the law standards, the law standards, that because I technically filmed her voice without her consent, I never recorded her. I never recorded anything to do with her, I just recorded her voice, my phone was in the pocket, not to include that audio. So I didn't. But I also kind of wanted to show the clip of me going in and the police cars. Now I was going to cut that clip down, but it was really difficult because in the edit you were looking at That and then the police cars, and getting it that close together was impossible. So I just put the whole thing in, and it made the video a bit longer. So I apologise for that, because the audio was fascinating. In my personal opinion, it was great. The stuff that woman said was really knowledgeable, really interesting. I mean, I hold my hands up and say that woman in the police station, I believe it's like Civi run. So for those who don't understand that, it's run by volunteers, I believe. Really, really kind. Lovely, polite, you know, they don't judge you in any way. And the bailiffs had explained that this was a mistake, it was all just a misunderstanding, and my stuff was there. I'll be honest, I haven't looked through it all. I can't be bothered. If it's there, if it's not, it's fishing stuff that I can replace it. Actually, to be fair, there is a trailer out there, literally, just about there. There's a trailer out there filled to the brim with fishing stuff. So I'm not worried about losing stuff. I have too much. I'd rather lose it. But the summary is, the police were lovely, the woman I spoke to was lovely, the bailiffs were lovely, and David from David from Lost Estates was lovely. Everybody was really, really kind. So I wanted to make a better video, as you understand. I've had to make this video to explain the situation, but I've got the stuff. The situation is resolved, and I now know for future, because I have plans to do camping up there. So there is actually a pole. Bear with me here. Yeah, there we go. There's a poll on my channel. A few video ideas and what kind of budgets you would like to see. Some people have voted. We like that. So please, if you have the time to do so, please vote. As one of these, I'll tell you just now. One of these will include this. So what I'll do is I'll tell yous on this video. One of the posts is, if any, apologies, few videos, ideas, and what they're kind of based on. $100 camping survival challenge, 1v1 $100 camping survival challenge, 1v1v1v1 $100 catch, clean and cook, and catch and cook $50 budget. And then above that there's another poll, if any of them, what budget would you like to see? $25, $50, $100, $150. One of the ideas, I'm not going to tell you which one, one of the ideas involves the spot I was at. So now I know I can get permits, and I fly fish, and I've got fly rods, and it's perfect. So that is easily sorted, will be sorted, and it'll be good. It'll be good. But what I'll do is I am going to take a photo, and I'll add this at the very end of the video, so you can see. There we go. So you can see what I was looking at during this filming session, and how I explained it and what videos I was referring to and things like that, and how I was looking at the videos. So I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope everybody's healthy and happy as always. Like, subscribe. There is genuinely amazing content to come, like amazing. I mean, we're talking about there's content to come with 4 people, 4 in the middle of nowhere. There is camera people lined up, audio people lined up, editors lined up. Like, there is going to be a massive video, and for a channel this small, this will be mega. A channel this small is going to have almost a production-like video coming to it, and I've put a lot of effort into making this happen because I enjoy filming. Whether this goes anywhere or not, I enjoy filming. And you know, I saw a video the other day that said, why do you keep doing this if you only get 1 viewer? And I actually thought to myself, because if I get 1 viewer, I've made 1 viewer smile. If I get 10 viewers, I've made 10 viewers smile. And I enjoy filming, I enjoy making content, and I want to create more creative content and fun storylines. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and story concluded.